Good morning, everybody. Welcome to your stretch, lengthen, and release. So, sorry my face is a little washed out, but hopefully the sun will kind of move a little bit. This was the clearest space to set up. So to begin, we'll all find a comfortable sit. Have some blocks and straps near you. And I'm going to roll those shoulder blades down and away. You're welcome to close your eyes. Take a moment to move inward. And as you sit here, take a moment to connect inward with an intention, something you want to focus on this morning. Maybe it's a dedication to someone or something or yourself. Whatever that is, let it truly fill you from the top of your head down to the tips of your toes. Let it be something you can draw on throughout the rest of your practice, whether that's an image or a few words you can repeat to yourself, but something that's easy to recall on just as a gentle reminder. And that's something you can take off your mat as well. Just connect with that fully, filling up the belly, filling up the lungs. Gentle pause at the top. And exhale, letting that all go. Double empty at the bottom, creating space for that new cleansing, purifying breath. On your next inhale, we'll take our hands high, reaching up towards the ceiling. Gaze follows, if it's okay with your neck, looking up at your hands in your seated Tadasana. Reaching high, allow that spine to grow nice and tall. We'll take a side bend on your exhale, left hand down, right arm stays high. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, reach that right arm over. Inhale, flow back up to center. Hands reach high. And we'll take this on the other side. Exhale your right hand down, reach that left arm high. And exhale fully over to the right side. Nice side body stretch. Inhale, come back up to center, hands reach high overhead. And we'll move into a twist next on your exhale, right hand down, left knee. Inhale, find that length first, and exhale, twist. Looking over that back left shoulder. Inhale, unravel, hands back high. And we'll take this on the other side. Exhale, left hand, right knee, right hand behind you. Inhale, find length, and exhale, twist into that space. And pressing that left hand into your right knee to really exaggerate that twist, but also give a nice little stretch to the back of the arm. Inhale, unravel, take the arms back high. And on your exhale, take your hands to your knees and we'll begin to take some little pot stirs, leaning that chest forward, pulling that spine back. Just slowly waking up the hips. And we'll take one more of these circles. Coming back up to that neutral spine, and we'll gently switch directions. Remember to really pull onto those knees to push that spine back as you take that back part of the circle. And one more. And coming back up to that neutral spine, roll those shoulder blades down and away. Turn to the side, we'll take some cat-cows. So still staying seated, it's just all about that pelvic tilt. So on that inhale, shift your weight forward, roll those shoulder blades back and away. Nice little curve in that lumbar spine. And exhale into your cat, press the top of the spine to the back of the room. And then continue through. Inhale, opening up. Exhale, pressing back. Since we are seated, you'll notice a very subtle pelvic movement, a little bit more intensity in the upper back. One more breath. From here, we'll find our strap. Taking it in with our right hand. Left hand sweeps to the small of your back, palm facing out. Go ahead and grab that strap. Give yourself a nice little pat on the back with that right hand, and when you're ready on your inhale, slowly begin to press that right hand up to the ceiling, bringing the left hand up towards the shoulder blades. Just getting a little stretch on the front of the deltoid, the front of your shoulder. For a little bit more depth on your exhale, you can take your right ear to your right shoulder, right arm. Inhale, lift up your head if it's at your shoulder. And slowly on that exhale, begin to bring that right hand down, releasing your left hand down to the side. Give it a nice little shake, roll out the wrist. And we'll take this on the other side, switching the strap in with your left hand. Right hand sweeps back and around, resting at the small of your back, palm facing out. Go ahead and grab that strap. Give your left arm a nice little pat on the back, and on your inhale, lengthen that left arm up to the ceiling, slowly drawing your right hand up the back towards the shoulder blades. And if you need a little bit more depth on that exhale, take your left ear towards your left arm. Inhale, lift up your head, and on that exhale, slowly draw that left arm down towards the pat on the back to release your right arm. Lengthen it out, give it a nice little shake, roll that wrist. And then roll the shoulder blades back for 3. And forward for 3. And back for 1 more, just to remind those shoulder blades where a natural position is. We'll begin to take some neck stretches. On your exhale, tuck your chin to your chest, let your head hang heavy. Option to take the hands down to the side for a little bit more length. And on your inhale, take your left ear to your left shoulder. Left hand can rest on top of that head. You can walk those right fingertips to the outside of your mat, or take that right hand to the small of your back, changing a little bit of the stretch. If you feel that your shoulder needs a little bit more opening, you can take your hand to the small of your back. If you want to focus a little bit more on the neck, you'll take your right hand to the outside of your mat. And exhale, release your left hand down. Right hand returns to the side. And we'll take this on the other side. On your inhale, take your right ear to your right shoulder. Right hand can rest on top of that head. And walk those left fingertips to the outside of your mat, focusing more on the neck and upper trap. Or if you need a little bit more shoulder TLC, you can take that left hand to the small of your back, palm facing out. Feel how that begins to open a little bit around the shoulder blade, around your rhomboids. And on your exhale, release your right hand down. Inhale, your head up high. Grab the energy in the room with your hands reaching high overhead. Gaze is up if it's okay with your neck. And on your exhale, reach your arms forward. We'll rise into our box. Shoulders stack over those wrists, hips stack over those knees. And just like we did seated, we'll take some circles with our box leaning towards one hip of your choice. Sit bones down towards the heels. And one more circle. Coming back up to that neutral spine. Gently switch directions, leaning in towards that opposite hip. And flowing through a nice big circle. We'll move into a little bit of the lower body. Just warming up the spine and the hips. And one more circle. Coming back up to that neutral spine, we'll take some cat-cows to really get into that spinal mobility. On your inhale, belly sinks down, shoulder blades roll back and away. Opening up that heart. And exhale into your cat. Top the spine up to the ceiling. Gentle shift of the weight forward. Navel to spine. And then continue to flow with your breath. Every inhale, opening up the heart into your cow. Every exhale, tucking and closing in to your cat. And take one more full breath. Coming back up to that neutral spine. On your inhale, lengthen your right leg long, toe points down. Engaging the quad, the hamstring, and the glute as equally as you can. And on your exhale, step your right foot to the top of the mat. Shift that weight forward. Really exaggerate that lunge. It's okay for this one to have your knee over those toes. Really open up that psoas and hip flexor. The more you really shift that weight forward, keeping the heel onto your mat, you're focusing on opening up the Achilles and the back of the heel. You can even reach your hands all the way forward. Inhale, come back up to that modified runner's lunge, framing the foot with your hands into a nice knee stacked over the ankle. And on your exhale, shift your weight back into your half splits, lifting up those right toes, flexing them towards your shins. Option to stay high. You can grab some blocks to frame the knee if you need. Or the next option is to lower all the way down, sit bones towards your heel. Notice how that changes the stretch for you. If you're not there already on your inhale, go ahead and press yourself up. Walk your hands to frame your right toes. And on your exhale, step those right toes back behind you, three-legged box. And drop your right knee down. We'll take this briefly on the other side. On your inhale, lengthen the left leg long, toe points down. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands, the top of your mat. Go ahead and shift that weight forward, really exaggerating that lunge to open up the psoas and hip flexor on the right side. Keep going if you want to focus on that Achilles tendon. Bringing that knee over those toes and heels still glued down to your mat. On your inhale, slowly rise back up into your modified runner's lunge, stacking those joints, knee over ankle. And exhale, shift this back into your half splits. Option to stay high, option to lower all the way down. Grab some blocks if you need, frame the knee. And tune into your breath and sink in. If you're not there already on your inhale, go ahead and rise up and finish that inhale, walking your hands to frame the left toes. Take your left toes back behind you. And dropping down to your box. Option to come into traditional child's pose, knees together, ankles together, or wide leg. Big toes to touch, knees wider than your mat. Exhale, sink that chest down. Resting your forehead onto your mat. To deepen the stretch, you can find a block. Rest your hands on top. On your inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, walk your hands over to the right. Place your left hand on top. Rest that head down. Take a nice side stretch from the left fingertips all the way to the left shoulder. Inhale, come back through center. On your exhale, walk the hands over to the left side. Place your right hand on top and drop that head down. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, lower that head down. On your inhale, rise into your box, shoulders stack over the wrists, hips stack over knees. From here, we'll take a little bit of a arm opening. On your inhale, lift your right arm high, gaze follows. Exhale, palm facing up, weave it underneath that left arm. Walk it as far as you can, and then slowly reach that left arm forward, dropping your head down. Option to stay high on those sit bones or slowly lower down to the heels if that feels better. Walking that left hand to your right elbow, press into the mat with your left hand. Keep lifting and unraveling that right arm. Swim it forward for 3. And back for 3. And we'll take this on the other side. Once you're nice and even in that box, on your inhale, lift the left arm high, gaze follows. On your exhale, palm facing up, weave that left arm underneath. Walk that right arm forward as you drop your head down. Option to stay high, lower those sit bones down, anything that feels good. Walking that right hand to your left elbow, press into the mat with your right hand, taking the weight off your left hand. Travel it high up to the ceiling and go ahead and take those 3 circles. And switch directions. And placing that left hand back down in your box. On your inhale, lengthen your right leg long. 3-legged box. Exhale, bring that knee towards the nose, cross it in front and around into your cow face legs, and slowly drop the sit bones down. So your right leg is on top, knee stacks over knee as best you can, heels in towards your outer hips. And we'll take our eagle arms, opening up our arms wide. On your exhale, take your right hand underneath your left arm, seeing if you can grab a hold of the palms, bringing the fingertips together as best as possible. So rather than keeping those elbows in and rounding that spine back, you want to sit nice and tall, pull the elbows away from your chest, and simultaneously lift the fingertips up towards the ceiling. And for a little bit more intensity in the hips, while you're pulling the elbows and lifting the fingers, reach your heart forward and fold over those cow face legs to open up that hip. Inhale, lifting up those eagle arms, slowly unravel, spread them wide. Give your arms a nice little shake, roll the wrists, roll the shoulder blades, anything to kind of loosen up. And we'll scoot back and open up into a wide V. On your inhale, lifting up that chest, so reach forward, walk those hands between the wide leg. Flex the toes towards the shins, activate the quads, helps loosen up the hamstrings and lower down. On your next inhale, slowly walk the hands forward. Grab underneath the knees, gently bend them, bring them together. We'll cross our ankles, return into our box. And we'll take this on the other side. Just to work on some hip flexor and quad strength. So on your inhale, lengthen that left leg. Exhale, bring the knee towards the nose, cross your ankle around the knee stacks in front of knee, and slowly lower down into some cow-faced legs. This time your left knee is on top of your right. Heels into your center. We'll take a moment to allow that left hip to open. And we'll take our eagle arms, opening up the arms to a wide T. On your exhale, left arm this time underneath your right, palms together. Fingertips try to touch as best as possible. And rather than rounding out that spine, we want to bring those elbows forward. You should feel that stretch. And then lift the fingertips up to the ceiling. And to give that left hip a little bit of love, still with the same posture of the arms, reach that heart forward and fold over towards that left knee. You're welcome to unravel the eagle arms if you need at any point. Inhale, lifting up your heart high, unravel those arms, lengthen them wide into that wide T, roll those wrists, give the arms a nice little shake, roll those shoulders a few ways each direction. And then we'll unravel the legs, give them a nice little shake, and we'll take our seated butterfly, bottoms of the feet together. Traditionally, heels in, we'll work those inner thighs, pushing those heels away. You'll feel a little bit more openness in those outer hips. So taking a variation that best suits you this morning. Inhale, lifting that chest high, and exhale, leading with your heart. Roll over those butterfly feet. On your next inhale, slowly begin to lift yourself up to seated. Take your hands to the outside of the knees, gently close them together. Cross the ankles in front of you and roll back into that box. And from here, shift that weight forward, lower all the way down to your belly. And tucking the toes, take your hands underneath the shoulders, and we'll gently begin to press ourselves up into a baby cobra. Roll those shoulder blades back and away. Option to keep the hands glued to your mat or hover them, since the sun's not so blinding. What we're doing here is we've worked on a lot of stretching and pulling space between the rhomboids, but usually that aggravation and that tension is because of our strength. So we're bringing those shoulder blades back, reminding our body where the natural position is while simultaneously strengthening here. And on our exhale, slowly lower down. Rest your hands, stack one hand on the other, rest a cheek or chin. From here, bend the heel to the sit bones. And go ahead and take some windshield wipers, just loosening up the back gently. And we'll take one more strength posture, taking the hands underneath the shoulders. On your inhale, lifting up your chest, baby cobra. Shoulder blades pull back and away. An option to float those hands, looking out in front of you. Pulling that chin back rather than jutting forward. As you breathe, feel that belly pressing into your mat, strengthening your diaphragm, activating and aiding in digestion. And exhale, drop the hands. Place one on top of the other, resting the opposite cheek down or chin. Bend the heels to your sit bones and take some gentle windshield wipers. Bringing the knees back into center, lengthen the legs. From here, we'll open up our right arm to the side. Keep your left arm in front of you. On your inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, bend the heel to the sit bones. Roll to your right side. As you do, drop those left toes back behind you. Left hand can rest in front of your face, or you can take it to the small of your back. And continue to roll onto this right arm, opening up through the front of the chest. If your left arm is in that small of the back, take it in front of your face, return it back into center, and slowly roll on back onto your belly. Unraveling that right arm, take it back into the front, and we'll take this on the other side, lengthening that left arm out to the side. Right arm in front of you to support. Lift your right leg. On your exhale, bend the heel to the sit bones and slowly begin to roll onto that left side. Option to stay here or take that right arm to the small of your back, palm facing away. Just feeling that nice stretch in the front of the left shoulder, the left pec. After we brought the rhomboids back with some strength into a neutral position, it's nice to end on a stretch, usually why they feel tight. So stretching the front of the chest and strengthening the upper back. Lifting up your right arm, inhale. Exhale, placing it back in front of your face if it's not there already, and slowly guide your body back onto your belly. Taking your hands underneath your shoulder blades, pressing yourself back into the box. We'll slowly roll all the way to kneeling. Untuck toes. And we'll roll our shoulder blades back for 3. Taking your hands to the sides, going across your ankles, roll into a seat, extend those legs out in front of you, give them a nice little shake. We'll take your Paschimottanasana. Inhale, peace fingers high. Exhale, peace fingers to those big toes, chest and thigh connection. Inhale, reach that heart forward. As you feel warm, as you feel ready, slowly walk those heels forward. On your next inhale, slowly lift up. Give your legs a nice little shake, and we'll lower all the way down into our Shavasana. Palms facing up. On a slow inhale, lower down vertebra by vertebra until your head and shoulders are the last to meet on your mat. On your exhale, walk your heels towards your sit bones. Bring your knees into center. Give yourself a nice little bear hug. And on your exhale, bring your forehead to your knees, releasing the cervical spine one last time. And inhale, lower your head, lengthen the legs long, resting fully down into your Shavasana, hand on heart or belly, or resting them down by your side, fully surrendering down into your Shavasana. Tucking the shoulder blades underneath, really opening up the chest wide and proud. Closing your eyes and tuning inward. We'll take a few moments into our Shavasana. Allow our body to truly assimilate all we have done in our class. Take a full body scan from the top of your head down to the tips of your toes. Since we have a few more minutes left, see if there's any other stretch, twist, or movement that your body craves. But most importantly, after you've done a few little more movements, if you need it, come back down into this point of stillness. It's one of the most important postures of yoga class. And I know I usually remind every few classes to truly take the time here. And if you do nothing else in yoga but your Shavasana, you are not only practicing yoga, but you're allowing your body to tap into your parasympathetic, which is our rest and digest. It's our area and moment where our body truly begins to heal, repairs our cells, our muscle tissue, from the top of her head to the tips of her toes. So truly taking the moment to enjoy the stillness, enjoy the calmness. We often want to rush off our mat, close our laptops, and get our day going. But really, truly taking the next few minutes to rest, calm, and rejuvenate in your Shavasana. Come back into your intention. Come back into that even, cool, calm breath. Feel that rise and fall of your belly. Feel each part of your body pressing into your mat as it relaxes and melts in. And truly know every inhale and exhale, you're not only connecting deeper with your body, but you're also healing. Every reach of that inhale that you feel, and every depth of that exhale that you release.
And whenever you're ready to move from your Shavasana, do so slowly, kindly, with grace and peace. Find subtle movements and slowly take your time to get off of your mat and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for joining me for this flow. All my lights and all my love. Namaste.